What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself. And today is the return of The Legend of Zelda, but something I normally don't do. I'm using two different games today. A Link to the Past and the Ocarina of Time. Staff credits, staff roll, credits themes on both of them. We are checking out this channel's Nintendo soundtracks and Middle Cloud. These are requested by Alex and Magnus. Thank you very much. All right, so let's just get into it. I haven't heard much of A Link to the Past. I think I've only heard one song, Hyrule Castle. I could be wrong about that. So yeah, two different games, two different credits. Let's get into it. A Link to the Past. Koji Kondo on both, I'm guessing. It's a cool logo. If you've experienced this game, I want you to tell me what your feelings are right now, hearing this. Credits music has to provoke a certain emotion, you know? The chords are really nice. This song sounds like very good job, warrior. You did it. You made it home. I love credits teams. I love credits teams. Some of my favorite style of music in games, for sure. I like the big, overtones. The keys have main theme. Hey, I caught it. I've heard the main theme so many times. Ooh, that's cool. Ooh. Hold on, this is important. One of the best main themes of video game history, dude. Even I know this song. Ooh, I just got an idea. I'll ask after. Harmony. I'm also a huge fan of that drum style. That was cool. Ooh. That was a nice way to wind down from it. Ooh, that was cool. Quick question for the Zelda fans. Does The Legend of Zelda do the same thing that Final Fantasy does, where... Well, I'm not sure about each game, but to my knowledge, at least the games I played, in the credits, they'll have the main theme. You know, I'm not sure Final Fantasy if you hear them in the beginning ever, but I think it's like a reoccurring pattern. Like you beat the game and then you hear like whatever song, and then eventually the theme. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time I hear anything credits for The Legend of Zelda. First time. So I didn't even think about that initially at first. I was like, oh, it's just another song. So while you're typing that answer, I think I might get an answer in the very next video, because we're going to be hearing the Ocarina of Time, which is hailed by many the best game of all time. Well, all I'll say about this one is that was really, really nice. And I love, again, the inclusion of something I know, super rare around here. But I've heard that theme before I started the auditorium. I mean, don't get it wrong. I definitely played video games. And I definitely knew of video game songs. But there's always like some that come to mind immediately as examples. The Legend of Zelda main theme is one of those. Bloody Tears from Castlevania is another one. Gerudo Valley was another one. So 2 Zelda ones. And something else. Mario, the theme, I guess. So yeah, it was nice catching that. But I just overall liked the beyond the main theme that we heard. I liked the whole, like, it kind of sounded like an old rotary organ with the chords, doom, doom, doom. Everything just sounded really like warm and round musically. So that was really cool. And the fact that this was an older console, which I can't remember at the exact moment, kind of speaks volumes as to how good it sounded. I can almost assure everyone who heard this as a kid or in their respective console must have just freaked out at how well rounded that sounded. We move on to, I don't know how many years later, to Ocarina of Time. Now, 2 things I'm going to be looking out for. The main theme again. But also how just hearing the evolution of Koji Kondo throughout the years is pretty cool. Mind you, this is a 7-minute song, so there's a chance, because credits are that long. But also, if I hear it like loop a lot, then I'll just, cut it like halfway through or something. But this is the end credits for Ocarina of Time. I'm excited. Now tell me how you feel if you play this game. Your inner child talking. Let me get sentimental here. I never do this. Would your younger self be proud of who you are right now? Take your time to think about that. It's songs like this that put those thoughts into my head. I didn't play this game, so I have no connection, but I think of those things as credits. We were kids when we played this. Ooh. Actually, kind of so similar to the Link to the Past version. Would your younger self be surprised at where you are now, or no? Dun, dun, dun. We all wanted to be firefighters and astronauts and all that. Or we thought we could afford a house. Sorry. This life is a whole lot different than how I imagined it. I can tell this is hitting. Ooh. Every now and then, I get jealous that I didn't grow up with a Nintendo. This is one of those times. sound. This was competing with compact discs. Oh, is it one of those credits where it's just like so long that like multiple songs play? Oh, what is the name of this song? I've heard this. Dun, 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 dun. Oh god, I'm being put on the spot. I wasn't expecting multiple songs. Oh, it's different though. It's got a... I know the song, but I can't think of the name right now. I'm kind of treating it as a reaction in my head because I don't know if I've heard the full thing. This could be a bonus right now. What the heck? Oh, is this like a callback to the whole soundtrack? I've heard those vocals in that that one spooky song, the Temple something. Oh god, I feel like I'm gonna hear a bunch of Zelda songs all at once right now. Please let me know what songs I'm hearing, if there's multiple. I've heard this for sure. I just can't think of the title. Oh. Are we switching to something else? This is cool. That was clean. Seamless. This is the third song? Please let me know if these credits is just text or is it like images as well. Because when the songs are changing like this, I have to imagine the relevant scene is like showing or something. This is cool. Simper time's up, alright. Another minute. That's the Ocarina, right? What I love about Zelda is that there's like this amazing earworm with a just as memorable arpeggio in the background. The whole scale. Congratulations for beating Ocarina of Time. Wow, that was cool. That was a lot of pressure for me because first of all, it's Nintendo, right? In case you're new, I've never played Nintendo, for the most part. Obviously, until a year ago, I started playing Xenoblade. But my whole life, just basically imagine no Nintendo. And then we're talking about the Ocarina of Time here, which I know is a big deal. And like I said earlier, I've even heard songs from it. Gerudo Valley, and there's another one I can't think of. I was confused. It's either Song of Storms or Song of Time, one of those two, or both. But the rest of the soundtrack I haven't heard, but I probably have heard like in passing or just like some melody somewhere. I feel like what I just heard now, I feel like I've heard maybe like 60% of that somewhere in my life, just somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe a YouTube video, background music, maybe like some random TikTok. I don't know. But overall, I got this feeling of, while I may not have the nostalgia that you guys have, whether you play this at 5 years old, 10 years old, 15, whatever, or just yesterday, there's this feeling of just kind of greatness. I know this game is revered and talked about and will always be talked about, this one or Majora's Mask, but like I said, I've always heard about this game. I always knew about it. I always saw it. I remember when it came out and like the Blockbuster shelves were just filled with this mustard colored horizontal what is it called, rectangle. I can't remember shapes. The boxes for Nintendo 64 were rectangular, so I was like, what is this? So I have a different type of nostalgia. Like I can remember those times. I can think back to, well, I have a PlayStation. I can, I have other stuff too, but there was always a, what's the term? Kind of FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. I definitely felt a little left out. I definitely didn't grow up with money whatsoever. We were poor, and it was always like maybe one console and ride that console out for as long as possible until the wheels fall off, type of thing. And yeah, I just remember, like friends would have the 64, I would have the PlayStation. The only time I ever played in the Nintendo 64 as a kid, I had a friend who lived kind of close. I used to bike to his house, and he had Pokemon Stadium? Coliseum? The first one that was like a fighting one. I think it was Stadium. And Pokemon Snap. Those were my introductions. Those were the first times. And I remember as a kid being like, man, this controller is ugly. It felt so just cumbersome and bleh. I don't know if anyone else felt that way, but I definitely hated that controller. And yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I have my own memories with the console, even though I never had one. But hearing this stuff, I really just have to emphasize that Koji Kondo's way of making melodies has to be in the top like 5 of video game history. No, like you cannot talk about composers without like not mentioning Koji Kondo. Not only has he been doing it for longer than people have been alive, but has wrote some of the most memorable things for some of the most memorable games. And it's always been like a winning formula. It's insane. It's so good. So while I'm over here, getting new earworms, everyone that's listening right now is probably being shot back to being a kid, whether those times were less than stellar or really stellar. It just shows you just how powerful music actually can be. As cheesy as that sounds, it definitely has the power to do that. You can immediately, it's the closest thing we have to time travel besides, a camera. So I think it's really cool. I hear stuff like this and I can remember smells. I can remember, like what shoes I've had, stuff like that. So cool. Tell me your memories of this time and when you beat this game. It doesn't matter if it was recent or back then. I want to know. This game is immortal, it seems. About either game, Link to the Past or this one. But those are both really, really good. I like them a lot, actually. Awesome. So these will both be in my upcoming credits video. So awesome. Thank you to the requesters and thank you to everyone you see on screen. I couldn't be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse in the auditorium later.